After Oliver Hardy passed away in 1957, Stan decided to retire from performing. But he was far from being forgotten by his fans. Television reruns saw to that. One such young fan came in the form of Rich Correll.
My father was Charles Correll, who was Andy of Amos and Andy on radio. And I grew up in a show business atmosphere, and my father introduced me to everybody. I was never, ever nervous to meet anyone except Stan Laurel. When I met Stan Laurel, I was such a wreck because to me he was the biggest star in the world. And of course, this was long after his prime.
But it wasn't his father who orchestrated his initial meeting with Laurel. It was Correll himself.
I and a friend of mine got together and said, okay, we're going to call him and make an appointment for us. And I thought, okay. So I can remember how nervous I was dialing the number and all. The phone rang, and this voice went, hello? And I said, Mr. Laurel? Yes? The Mr. Laurel? Well, I hope so. I'm the only one here. I said, oh, well, I didn't mean to disturb you. Well, then why did you call me? Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Laurel, my name is Rich Correll. I've never heard of you. No. I know you've never heard of me, but I'm a student, and I'm calling to see you. Well, how do you call and see me at the same time? What I mean is, I'm a fan. I thought you said you were a student. I'm trying to make an appointment. Okay, but I'm not a dentist. No. I'm a fan and I'm a student, and I'm trying to make this appointment. I'm trying to come down and see you, and I want to see you like in person. Well, why didn't you say so? Now, that was my introduction to Stan Laurel, which was the same with all of these people would call him, and he had these routines, like right out of the movie. Then he just completely warmed up and said, oh, come on down. And I can remember knocking on his door, how nervous we were, and he just made us feel right at home. And then, we got right into these conversations.
Correll continued to visit on alternating Sunday afternoons up until Laurel's passing in 1965.
But when we would leave, he'd sit in the window of the Oceana Hotel, which was a corner window, and watch us walk away, and you hear this tapping on the glass, and we'd look back up, and he'd be up there like going, and we just, this was the greatest. The guy was such a good guy, the best. And, to treat us that way as just young fans, and that's the way he treated everybody, he was just like a prince. I loved him.
Today, the legacy of classic performance